I want to tell you something if you want to listen.
And if I'm holding any will do it. Actually, rubber band.
Yes, boy! 1 point! Yes, boy!
Ah. So strong. So strong, it can't pitch the spoon. Actually, rubber band. What if you put it inside? Huh? Inside it will end up tearing up this. This one. There's another one.
Wednesday,
This
white
guy.
time. Yes,
Bobo!
Mama, yeah.
Bobo!
Yes, oh. Hello.
Who won that? Caesar.
From wherever you're watching, a very good evening, everybody. For many of you, most especially, I think, watching from Southern Africa, good evening to you. Watching from East Africa, good morning to you. Watching from West Africa, a very good evening, Africa.
My wired microphone was broken. The only one in the country left with the wire. Don't have a wired microphone.
Oh my God.
Still working, but sick. This Facebook streaming. Guys watching from Facebook are suffering on my side. Google's I have to get another SIM card for tomorrow.
Boy, come on, boy.
Let me restart it.
Make sure, boys. It's okay, boy.
Score is 2-1.
Yes, boy! Come on, boy! Come on, boy, make sure.
Now, this audio feed is being shared on 4 platforms. That is Break and Finish Live YouTube, Peter Chobe Live. It's Break and Finish Live Facebook, Peter Chobe Live YouTube, and then Key Pixels Photography Facebook, Key Pixels Photography YouTube, as well as Key Sport Ghana YouTube. 5 different platforms sharing the same exact commentary, sharing the biggest match of the day between Uganda and Big Kills Ian Kazibe taking on Uganda and ATA's Caesar Chandigarh. These two are racing to 15 frames, and for the consequences of $1,500 for whoever will be the first to 15 to take that money home with them. Please accept our apologies. This match was supposed to have been played about at least an hour later, something that has not come to pass because there have been a few challenges in starting the competition. A newly set venue. This venue is for all kinds of sports and it's owned by the federal government of Nigeria. There is competition for this venue with sports like basketball, like they call it working football. That is football for people who are aged, then the people that play boxing, then volleyball and everything. So for every sport they allocate less time. But again, we're here. We started it a little bit late, but here we are. We've played about maybe 20 matches or so in the comp, that is of about 57 players racing to 5 for first round, playing double life basis with single elimination basis, with the players involved in the comp on intention and not having participated, so that they could be rested enough for this competition. Then tomorrow maybe their matches in the first round will come in the earlier rounds, and then other matches come up in later rounds before Caesar will be playing yet another match tomorrow against Malawi's Sanford Given Ginte, just about 10 p.m. West African time. Once again, dear viewers, welcome to the Institute of Sports in Lagos City, the most populous city, I think, on the African continent. Maybe Cairo will have something to contest about that. Otherwise, this state is more populous than most African countries. But it's only a state, and the city quite big, quite extensive, expansive, and quite populated densely. Lagos State, Nigeria. I myself in it for what is the second day, having arrived yesterday alongside the other players, including one that is off on the table, and then one media man and another media man, in an event that is being powered by Big Hills, inspiring the growth of Nigerian pool. I am sure that maybe 10-20 years from now, maybe Big Hills' image will be at every venue in Nigeria, because this tournament looks like a start of a very success story that is coming in this country. I have no doubt, when you have close to 200 million people, and most of them youth, in a country as young as Nigeria, that's in terms of age dynamics of the population, there is no way you can fail to get a decent national pool team, and that is in all gender categories and all age brackets. Just that there has not been the people who have been coming up really to try and tap up the talent. Now these players will have reason to train and a reason to believe, especially when they see these guys whom they have been watching all this time on social media. Now they are competing with them. These tables that are existent in Nigeria only for the very first time. The Standard United King tables have never been anywhere in this country. These guys, the Nigerian players and the Ghanaians, the Burkinabes, they are playing on these quality tables and using Aramith balls for the very first time. The different brand of tables here, they call them 8 something, assembled in Nigeria, but outside assembly they are not very good, most especially for offensive play, like rail driving. Cushion drives are not possible, however good you may be, and the pockets are quite narrow. It's just the ball that can fit there. Now they are being introduced to tables that really can pot if the player can mean to pot, and the tables that make the game look a little bit easy, and for the fact that they are watching guys that they have once again only been watching on social media for all these years. It has been really a busy day for some of these players, taking selfies with the other players and fans from different countries across the divide, like this guy that is playing and is missing the yellow in what could be a very good opportunity for his opponent, but then friend Ian, who is having a second chance in the match to take the lead, which he last had after one frame played, because yes, it is Ian that at one time led by 1-0, then lost 2 frames in a row, then won a second for himself, which was the 4th overall. Now could have a 3 frames to 2 lead. You get to think that it is more likely than not. Here comes the Big Hills Grim Reaper, as he is nicknamed. One of the best left-handed shooters on the African continent. That is an honor that he could contest with between himself and maybe the South African Ishmael Mtetwa, the Tanzanian Innocent Sami, the Ugandan Banika Mansour, depending on whichever angle you may be looking at the game. It is Ian that is taking on the Scorpion, with Ian having a chance as good as any. Guys, I want to beg your pardon. I am sitting the opposite side of the scoreboard, and I was not watching the first frames of the match because I was setting up 2 of the streams. I'm sorry, I misinformed you in terms of the score. It is 3 frames to 1. It is Ian leading. This will be a 4th. Ian 4, Caesar 1. Race to 15 for 1,500 US dollars. Should he win this match, Ian, it will be his biggest money match won. Not in terms of the amount of money, but yes, in terms of who he actually beat, and is for at least once succeeding in putting too much pressure under Caesar, which is exactly what Ian needs. Caesar probably will be talking to the umpire. I'm not so certain what he's talking to. Maybe he's not sure how good the umpire is working the ball to something. Those are sometimes the players' communications. 4-1, Ian up against Caesar.
It's clear. I like. So you don't have some. It's mute this one. For whatever reason. So there's no battery. It's on off. There's no battery maybe. It's off. Was it off? Yes, both my Facebook and his were off in terms of audio.
It's waking now.
Yes, no, when I see
Oh, I used to sound.
yeah. So those things of muting because of music. Yeah.
You are angry again.
Again, it's a food. So we better eat now. We go eat now.
One. Wow. This is never all we're Singapore lighting.
Come on, boy! A chance is a chance, one by one. Sure, boy. Nice game, boy.
It is now 4 frames to 2, with Ian having potted black prematurely. Still, he leads. After this match, dear viewers, it will be resting time for these players as we shall be resuming with yet another day of action, perhaps a longer day tomorrow. There will be a lot more games, that one be sure. Today, normally the start of competitions can mean to have its own challenges with availability of logistics, space, and things of the sort. That's why matches in the comp have been fewer, with the first round not even having been played to completion. Tomorrow, everybody who is involved in the competition and has not played will get to play, and those who have qualified into the second round will be playing their second round matches. That is tomorrow, Friday tomorrow, Friday the 19th, and then Saturday 20th, we shall be having the round of last 16, then the quarterfinals. No, the round of last 16, some of the matches, and then the quarterfinals. By the way, tomorrow there is also another money match between Caesar and Ginte. Expectation is perhaps on Saturday for Caesar to play with Nigeria's finest, that is Bamidele Shehu, and then on Sunday will be the climax of the competition that shall be having both the semis and the finals of the main comp, and thereafter the match between South Africa's Jeremiah Naido and Caesar Chandiga. For the sake of many matches, it is pretty much the Scorpion taking on Big Kills all by himself, maybe all to himself. And from a Caesar perspective, you will really wish that he starts off with a win, most especially if you are his supporter, because if he doesn't win this one, it will start to be quite tricky going forward for him. Sorry guys, I'm taking some 1 or 2 minutes to try and sort out the audio issue on the Facebook stream. Sorry guys, I'm taking some 1 or 2 minutes to try and sort out the audio issue on the Facebook. Make it this one away from me. Like 15 minutes, then I pass mute.
Make sure, boy.
4 frames to 2, dear viewers. The Grim Reaper still leading against the Scorpion, who is the player with the hugest number of money matches I have ever seen winning. Maybe for the fact that I've been streaming at least 90% of them, those that he has been playing for the last 5 years, and also for the fact that he plays relatively more action than any other player because he's from a country that organizes competition each and every week, and it is the player that is being victorious in most of the competition. In fact, before he boarded his Ethiopian airline flight about 3 days ago to come to Nigeria, he had just won 2 competitions in 2 days. One of them a 16-man comp, another a 32-man comp. And yes, in one of those competitions, he did beat his current opponent, Ian, in the semi-final. For the 2 players that, for most especially last year, dominated the Ugandan pool, with Ian winning 9 comps during the year that Caesar won 12, with Ian the closest player to Caesar for the course of the year, at least speaking locally. And realistically speaking, I don't remember the 2 players facing off against each other away from the borders of their country. This competition gives a chance to Ian to pay sweet revenge for the numerous times he has been victim to Caesar, but also with due respect to Ian, he has also gotten a fair share of victories. 2 tournament finals from last year alone, and around 2 times when he did face off against Caesar in earlier stages of competitions. And for 3 of the 4 tournaments in which Ian was able to beat Caesar, Ian actually won them. However, in a money match, they have never faced off between themselves. For the biggest victories that have come for Ian on the money match series in South Africa just 1.5 months ago, in Johannesburg, it's actually exactly 1 month ago, he did beat South Africa's Pila Mazambani. In Nairobi, about 3 months ago, he won twice and lost twice against South Africa's Ishmael Mtetwa in that tour of Kenya. But he was $500 in profit against Ishmael, having won races with relatively bigger monies in compared to the ones that he lost against the same player. He also won against Ishmael Mtetwa in Tanzania about a year ago at Q Masters in Dar es Salaam. It's just that he has never ever taken on the Scorpion. Of course, the 2 players rhyme well with each other, friends, and not just between themselves, but also the 2 sets of fans who do support them are friendly to each group. But competition and professionalism does dictate that they become rivals, at least for once. And I even think that this match could be the reason as why these 2 players decided not even to come with this on the same flight. Because they are coming from home to fight away from home, with Caesar opting to use Ethiopian Airlines and Ian opting to use Kenya Airlines. Ian will be counting his chance on the position of the black now. Further against the cushion to try and hamper Caesar's pattern, with Caesar hoping that probably he banks the black maybe into the center pocket, depending on how good he plays the cue ball. He does play with the intention not to put. That is normally not Caesar. Seems to be not happy with the shot he's played. Perhaps could have been affected by the little balancing or leveling of the table. But that won't matter because there is an opening at the corner pocket top left for Ian to pass his yellow in between Joe and Caesar's red. The cue ball will come in handy thereafter. Starting to look a little worrying for the Scorpion. If the Grim Reaper can start to extend his lead, he looks to be set to rip away from the Scorpion. And of all the people that are at the arena right now, the one that is happiest with the current score is Big Kells, Ian's boss. Every time Ian wins a frame, he says drinks out for the streamers. And it could be another game out for the player, that is Ian, after playing yellow into yellow by connection. Of course, the other yellow is portable with ease. Black will be tricky. He may need to leave the keyboard maybe at the right end of the table, play black into the corner pocket at the top left where there is scissors red, and display the keyboard with some very good English with intent to leave it just where it is. Play black by rail drive. Maybe, safely speaking, he may need to play black off the red that is parked at the corner pocket at the top right. If he takes it straight, it is very risky whether he sets it or not, because it's very easy to have his opponent snooker him in the very next shot. If it doesn't go in, he knows he's likely to lose the frame. If it goes in, it is obvious he went off red. He went very, very, very off target. And this will be advantage the Scorpion.
If the internet is good enough, just put Spokesman this one amazing for watching on the video. What's your problem? Why you give me yours? Turn on the comments. The stream. Yeah. Oh, they are the ones. These ones are for each other. That's for YouTube. They come.
Dean Regas 3802, you want me to find out for you if the juju you normally watch in Nigerian movies really exists, eh? You're very funny. That has been the funniest comment of the day, after the one where someone told me to pass greetings to Genevieve Naji and Ramsey Noah and Desmond Elliott. By the way, I've been told because this place is a big sports complex, I've been told the Nigerian national team footballer Wilfred Ndidi has been around and is coming tomorrow. I like seeing people whom I normally see only on screen. What's the time in Nigeria, asks Joseph Kasule. Depending on the country where you're watching, Nigerian time is 2 hours behind the East African time. Now it's midnight in East Africa, it's 2 a.m. Here it's midnight. And then South African time is 2 hours behind East African time. So you can do the calculation. And how good will the Scorpions calculation be? He knows, given how determined Ian has been to beat him so far, he knows he has to be at his best to beat this guy. I am, by the way, remembering the two have played a money match prior. Yes, they have, but it was under the door, under the carpet. They did agree to having no live stream. A race to 21. It was in Entebbe town in Uganda, won by 21 frames to 20 in a decider by Caesar, who has chance to put black for what will be the third time in the match, going for the corner pocket at the top right to record what will be a third with one visit of the table. He will seemingly go for power. He aims and shoots with power and misses big, very big, and he looks rusty. This match could stand the biggest opportunity for Ian to beat Caesar in a money match for the first time, and it will be quite consequential if that victory came on what looks like an international stage, and yet the game is some kind of local rivalry. And the Grim Reaper with another chance, with now 6 reds on the table, with all of them in space, with the black in space, the cue ball in space, and he will not forgive himself, shouldn't he finish off this frame. Of course you fancy he will, having a few advantages to himself. A nicely standing reds frame, a rusty looking Caesar, maybe a tired Caesar, and then a very determined Ian. And of the two players, he's the one that will maybe claim to be having home ground advantage. He's home, he's at the home of his sponsor, that is Big Kells, who is watching this action at the venue. And of course Ian knows that it's not bad business whatsoever getting himself $1,500 from simply winning a race to 16 and also winning hearts of so many. If he wins this match, those that are watching at the venue and those that are watching online. And of course he hasn't gotten a good year, Ian, so far. Besides those victories in the money matches in Kenya, the big one has been his first international competition he won in the city of Nairobi, the Chairman's Easter Cup, which is also the only competition he has won this year thus far. He will want to put both red and black to the same corner pocket at the top right, top left, top right, I would assume. If he draws the cue ball backwards in this position, if he puts, it will be played behind the black. Maybe play white into black. Maybe go for black to the center pocket or corresponding corner pocket. Maybe play white into black, with black being extended a little closer to the corner pocket at the now bottom right, and black is sunk and the frame is won by the Grim Reaper, taking full advantage of a miss by Caesar to take the frame away to record a fifth, but most importantly re-establish a 2-frame cushion. Ian Kazibwe 5, Caesar Chandiga 3, race to 16.
Yes, boy, come on, boy.
Alpha, thank you for watching from the Kipixels photography stream. Kuda kwa Sharara. And whoever is watching on Kipixels photography, Maswera say where we are with Francis Tiribo, guys. Envelope Gayan and all of you in your usual hundreds, thank you for watching. And those that will be watching this action tomorrow, understandably so, because it is being played in the wee hours of now, looks what is the morning, and of course most of you will be watching it only the following day. Moization, thank you for watching, appreciating the commentary. Honest Mishi, you say it is 4 minutes past midnight Zim time. No, 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 I don't believe you, eh? In Zim, it's actually 4 minutes past 3 a.m. I am sure. No, it's 4 minutes past 11 p.m. I'm sorry. Yeah, like that. But Ian is 2 frames past Caesar. For the case of the frame, I'm shouting out to you for once. Sarah Nakabogo, thank you for watching on the YouTube stream. And please keep watching and keep supporting. You are making me feel like a big person, as if when I shout out to you, it's I'm not a big person, eh? Prophet Israel Ministries. It is 1-9. All right. In Harare. Thank you very much. Ian again. And of the two players, it is quite clear that Caesar will need some time out here. He's not playing anywhere close to his best. I have to say that on the United King tables is not exactly where his best performances have come, but he has some good ones. He won the Billiards Cafe Classic competition in Lusaka, Zambia last year on a United King pool table. He won his first ever international competition, the Queen's International Double Elimination Competition in 2023 in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe on a United King pool table. On a United King pool table, Ian has never ever registered a major victory besides 2 money matches that he won in Harare last year. That is against Pakanat Jimu, as well as the 2 young men in Craig Nkala and Richard Mushobe. He will be playing the last red, putting it, bouncing the cue ball against the cushion with very beautiful English. And now to roll the last red into the corner pocket at the bottom right of the screen. If you're watching from Peter Chobe Live, it is the top left. If you're watching from Key Pixels Photography, he may want to draw white into the cushion and into the yellow to stop its movement. That will pretty much guarantee him, if he perfects that into the cushion, a little into the yellow, he will be having a relatively high bridge because of the little distance between white and yellow. He has to be careful, which normally hampers the player's ability to shoot on target, but he does have a very lethal left hand, and his left hand bails him through as the lead of 3 frames is regained by the Grim Reaper. It is Ian 6 and Caesar 3, and the rest to 15 for $1,500 US. Kita Mabonda supporting the Scorpion from Limpopo province in South Africa. Big up to you. And Moses, you say the game is enjoyable. You're making him proud, guys. John Joseph Motha, thank you for watching from Key Pixels Photography. You're surprised to see how poor the Nigerian host venue is. No. It's a lovely venue, guys. It's similar to the OYDC, those who normally watch Zambian pool, but this one is bigger than the OYDC, and it has 2 sections of stands. The last time I counted, it was close to 2,000 seats, and then the OYDC is just a little over 1,000 seats. Also, the MTN Arena in Kampala in Uganda, very similar to this in terms of the make of the building, but this one is much bigger. So it's a beautiful venue, and I'm also loving the fact that for the first time the Nigerians are falling in love with this sport. We know them a lot as people who are so crazy about their football, crazy about their sprint athletics, very crazy about their basketball. This venue is actually a basketball court. A little crazy about boxing, but for billiards just coming up, and special thanks to Big Hills for making this possible.
Like here, where Francis is.
Just been speaking to Big Kells if we can have a live interview with him during the stream. He's focusing on supporting the guy that is leading, the guy that is in play, the guy that is trying to beat one of his best friends in pool. Very united by the sport, these two players, very friendly, but now for the course of this match, very bitter rivals against each other. Off the cushion comes the Scorpion and finds the yellow and plays Lego. And in the same shot, plays a relatively nice safety. Ha. The Grim Reaper, relatively thin white. He's the sharper player of the two for the course of the match so far, but will not be as sharp as that shot. It was quite ineffective to say the very least. And the Caesar you would normally know, would normally take away opportunities like this, is trying to look for his best form. Of course, the match is still in its infancy. It's not yet even in its teenage, not yet in its adulthood, not yet in its old age. He will still be fancying his chances to win this one. Normally though, this I have to say that in most money matches that he does win Caesar, he is faster out of the blocks. He normally bullies his opponents by taking a very big lead, and the time they start to fight back, the lead of the Scorpion is a little too insurmountable. That is why he has gotten a very good money match record against all of his counterparts in Uganda. Ibrahim Sejemba, Bwanika Mansur, Ibrahim Kayanja, and Joseph Kasozi. Everybody that there is having good head-to-head statistics against them. South Africa's Aiden Joseph, he was recently in Zambia, of course, for business and family. And I know this match is being watched by his wife, Mercy. He did invite whoever was concerned from Zambia to play a session with him, and nobody seemed to be concerned, of course. Maybe having it in mind that it's too risky a business having a money match with that guy that has just spotted the last ball on the table. And also, not so long ago, he was in Zimbabwe, was not so successful in finding money match opposition. The guy that normally gives him opposition is a certain Mr. Jeremiah Naido, the only African player that has better head-to-head performance statistics in money matches. But also the same guy that has a better performance head-to-head ratio in tournaments. This one is the money match with him playing against his friend. A friend against whom Caesar has pulled one back. A friend against whom Caesar has broken fair, putting one yellow, leaving an open table, but seemingly could go for the reds. Not because the yellows are not positioned well enough. It looks though that the yellows are so close to pot. Even one so difficult to close the table as of now on an open table. Here comes the Scorpion. Thank you, my guy, for loving the game. Oh, What's your name? Oh,
Yeah, my name is AKA Tsubaba.
Tubaba. Oh,
Yeah.
Tubaba.
Yeah,
You love Two-Face Idibia.
Idibia.
You you
Two-Face
know?
Idibia.
Yeah.
Two-Face Idibia is a guy that I love so much. Okay, but I've been in Limelight answering Tsubaba before he came into Limelight to answer Tsubaba as well. You understand? So I believe I'm the original.
Yeah, the
And his
original
imitation,
Tubaba.
yeah, and his imitation, okay, yeah, because I've been answering this Tsubaba since 1994, if I'm not mistaken.
That is too much love for
Yeah,
the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, just tell me something about Nigerian pool. How you fell in love with pool, and how you compare Nigerian players, for instance, to the guys that you're watching now.
I must have to be honest with you, okay. One thing about Nigerian Pool Association and the way we see pool in Nigeria is quite different from the way you people and East African
And Southern Africa.
and South African see pool as well. Is very fucking quite different, okay. Because one thing about this pool is this, okay. We are Nigerians, okay. We
Yeah.
love pool, but we've not been exposed to the level that people have gotten to.
Yeah,
Okay, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we can't play. You
Yeah.
understand? We've been having a lot of bad tables
yeah,
to play and
Difficult to pot
difficult
balls.
to pot balls also
Yeah.
because no, it's very tight.
yeah,
You understand? So from as you can see, the table
yeah.
that we are playing with now,
It's friendly.
very it's very open.
Now the good tables are
It's
set.
yeah, you can see.
You now you
that.
they go start
You can see
training.
that we've been into limelight about this pool,
Yeah.
even more than people expected us to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it is late in the night and people are here still watching the game. They love.
Love to, yeah. Tomorrow you're gonna see crowd, multitude to be here to watch a lot of pools are to happen here as well. for
Now,
real.
do you think a comp like this one will inspire young boys in the village, in the small towns, in the different states besides Lagos to start training? Because you cannot be 200 million people. Each state is bigger than most African countries in size and population. And then we are not having a strong national team. Come on, Niger.
Yeah, we over 250 million population in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay, and with the impartment that Big Girls has done in Nigeria, Big Girls management has done in Nigeria, a lot of people has been inspired.
Yeah, we don't want Nigeria to be about movies and music and everything.
Yeah, we have a lot of talented players in Nigeria, okay? But because of the way we understand pool, we don't take it to the highest level, and the government has not been in support of we Nigerians to participate in this, okay? That's why we've been slacking about this particular tournament as well, okay? But from what Big Girls has done and some kind of Nigerian promoters as well, okay, I believe us in... we'll get to the highest level.
Thank you very much for the time, and thank you for loving the game. You did a very wonderful job. You are the reason why these tables are in place and they are balanced, and people don't even know the work that goes on. I just called you here to say a special thank you in front of people that are watching this game.
You are highly welcome in Nigeria, Peter.
I feel good though. I feel
You
good
are highly
though.
welcome. Nigeria is a lovely place for you to
Very
be.
lovely place.
A lot of South Africans wants to be here, but because of the issue of xenophobia or whatsoever, they were scared. But you can see Jerry is here. He's free. He's friendly with everybody. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
So everybody is welcome to Nigeria. We
Yeah.
are peace-loving people. They can come to Nigeria. We welcome externals, okay, foreigners more than the way we welcome our own
fellow
brother.
Nigerians.
Yes, okay. So
Yeah.
everybody is welcome once you are an external, okay.
This
you're
I can
foreigner.
tell you, Nigeria is so famous for the good reasons. It's a very famous country in
Yeah.
the whole continent, and for good reasons. Too much talent.
Too much talent.
In my country, the musicians are always complaining to the DJs in the nightclubs that why do you play Nigerian
Nigerian
music
music.
more than Ugandan music?
Yeah.
So every time Nigerian artists come to Uganda,
Yeah.
they fill a whole stadium, they take the money and go home.
But I see
They bring you, like your hero, Two-Face, to Baba.
yeah.
They've come to Kampala twice. They fill the stadium, they come, they give you the money.
Yeah, sorry that you didn't witness me play.
Yeah.
You understand? We have a lot of things to handle, logistics. Okay, I'm the Anambra State 001. Anambra,
So,
yeah.
please don't try to intimidate us.
No, I'm not trying to. Okay, but I just want to ask you something. Okay, for the few days we've been in Nigeria, okay, you've seen that Nigeria is very okay and the rest.
Very okay,
But how
very
do you see our
peaceful.
Nigerian food?
I have no comment about the food.
No, I just want to say something. Okay.
Okay, the Lagos food is very fine.
Yeah.
The Yoruba food, no comment.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, every time we shall be having a little interlude to speak to some of the fans and some of the people that really matter in Nigerian pool. And wanting to see how the short Ian is to play is mattering, it will matter. Just one little reason as why I call him one of the most lethal left-handers the African continent has to offer today, with due respect to other left-handers. Ishmael, South Africa; Sami, Tanzania; Mansour, Uganda. This guy could stand out in just terms of being lethal. He's taking a 3-frame lead against all players, the Scorpion. As a matter of scoreline, dear viewers, Chandiga Caesar 4 and Kazibwe Ian 7. Rest of 15, $4,500 live from the Institute of Sports in Lagos State in Nigeria.
Will there be any possible like
Yeah, ask him. Ask him.
They're asking.
Ask him. He's packing his bags. Ask him.
You don't get it out.
Charlie.
Here's your question.
Charlie, you can take it somewhere.
Here's your question.
Anja ulilo. Where's the other microphone? How do you see the number of this? Because, just a second. I just want to say thank you.
As we welcome back some of the Facebook viewers that have been missing audio, a polite reminder that their hunter is being hunted, and being hunted in a city far away from home, in a money match that is between the two players, but also most importantly between two management teams, that is the Advanced Talent Agency taking care of Caesar and Big Kells taking care of Nigeria. The two players are racing $215 for $1,500 here at the Institute of Sports, Lagos Central Business District in the West African nation of Nigeria, with the Grim Reaper having a chance, call it half a chance, to win yet another, to extend his lead again, to make it 4, to try and have twice as many frames as his opponent. try and make himself an overwhelming favorite for the victory. A match that has seen a little glimpses of Caesar's fine touch, but not throughout the course of the match. He's clearly inconsistent, and Ian is so far playing at a relative high level, and you even get a feeling his lead is actually a deserved lead. Has to be careful with the cue ball here. He plays it into Caesar's red, probably not to his intention, but to his liking, at least in terms of the resting position of white after the shot is taken. He can play yellow into the center pocket, can play the cue ball into another yellow, can drag the white just a little with full sight of another yellow, which is the would-be bad of them four left on the table, which he wants to play by rail drive into the corner pocket at the top left. If you're watching from QPixel's photography, it is the corner pocket at the bottom right if you're watching from Peter Chobe Live or Break and Finish Live. He may want to draw the cue ball into the red just a little, to leave the cue ball at the same point where the red is. He avoids contact with the red and does so, and rightly so. The beauty is that there is another contingent of players at the venue, all watching, seemingly ready to be entertained, but also in an important way. They seem to be learning from players that are clearly shooting pool at a relative high level in comparison to other players, most especially from the West African bloc. They seem to be so much in love with both of these players, but most importantly, the guy that is trailing, whom they are seeing on the verge of being defeated at least for an 8th frame out of the first 12. It will be Ian for Big Kills versus the black to the corner pocket. Bottom left, it's in. White is safe. The lead grows with yet another single visit of the table by the Grim Reapers. Dear viewers, Ian Kazibwe 8 and Caesar Chandiga 4 and race to 15. Yes, why not? Just time out and start supporting everything.
Hey, ladies first.
Okay, the time they face off against each other, they were all tournaments. Some of them were race to 9, but every time Ian starts like that, it's time of action.
The moment the big killer George is working over
Dalesma, thank you for watching. Big Kills is not using Juju. I actually think he negotiated for a smaller pot. And he's the happiest guy of them all that are at the venue now. Even happier than Ian. It's Ian himself. Race to 15, dear viewers. We shall be having our first time of the match as requested by Caesar. And it will go for not more than 3 minutes. And one of the minutes has already been used up. Timeout. Ian 8 and Caesar 4. And we'll be having some time to chat with you during the timeout, like Solomon Great. You say you are imagining keeping vigil all night to watch pool, and the pool god is being whitewashed like a like a recalcitrant people. I didn't even understand your terminology. Dr. Ndom Kando, you are asking where is something going between Caesar and Juju. You say it's Juju. Come on, eh? But Kitwalamak, you cannot imagine missing sleep to watch Caesar playing like this. No. He can win, he can lose. He's human as well. Senior John, you say, today anyway, Caesar has no tools or something. Watching from QPixel's photography. Gibson Katambala, again from QPixels, you say he will beat Sheu only on this tour. Stop disturbing the Scorpion. Kapaya from Zambia, seemingly supporting Caesar, and then Gibson also says that Ian and Ginte and Sheu, they will play for 1,500 pots. Yes, Jerry will play for a bigger pot guy. That one will be the race of the tour. Live commentary to proceed shortly when the match starts. Otherwise, still 8 frames to 4. Ian leads against Caesar.
There's no way for me to show you the play. You are using direct live.
Facebook or
Facebook.
I want to see if there is somebody.
I'll show you a lot of
Even in Uganda, they just put any pose. There you go.
guys.
Very careless. It's answer your question, yeah.
look at the microphone and answer.
Because another question.
Yeah. There are no free tables.
Oh my god.
No free tables.
I'll give you a free table tomorrow.
Everyone is just
They come.
Next week.
They come to play for the whole day.
You see?
First prepared for that.
What do you avoid?
Okay. Didn't tell you one race, I know he could it myself. He's a very good player, but he has a chicken heart. Chicken heart. That form, this is our son.
Make sure, boy.
When the Facebook. What are you paying for?
It's them paying me. $53.
Better than zero. There are some places in Uganda where that is not free. There are some places in Uganda where that's not free.
Oh, house rent. $30.
Yes, I'm telling you the fact. Even in the outskirts of Kampala, it's like a single, just a the room only is not available.
But I don't know why players are paying. This table is more friendly.
Actually, Ugandan players are only sitting with 20%.
But this United, I know some United tables that are very tight. But this one is 40.
At the Patriots tournament, all the Ugandan players here in the South Africa are also playing quite well.
Yes, boy. On, boy.
With Ian extending his lead without a surprise, the biggest roar in the crowd is coming from his boss, Big Kills. And as a matter of scoreline, it's now 9 frames to 4. The first time in the match that the gap between the two players has been extended to 9 frames. Remember, a long race it is, but given what these guys are accustomed to, 15 is relatively, and I'm saying relatively short. I love it for the fact that a few hundred people, including players and fans, can't believe the time it is that they are awake, they are at the venue, they are attentive, they are following, irrespective of the fact that some have action tomorrow. That is both players and fans. The passion for this game is such that sometimes you get to watch it in awkward hours where you may stand no chance of going to work the following day. The game can really mean to be an addictive game. Will the risk pay off? Will Ian beat Caesar for the first time in a long race? And by the way, for players from Caesar's country, in terms of money matches, you can speak of victory for Ibrahim Sejamba in a trilogy between Caesar and Ian. A race to 21 it was, 3 matches they were, with Caesar winning the first 2, both by 21 frames to 15. Ibra winning the third by 21 1 frames to 20. I also remember a sponsored race between Caesar and Rashid Wagaba Dog City in Kampala, coming to 2 years ago at the venue that is called Dice Lounge, against a race of 15 that ended 16 frames to 10, with Dog City winning. And the other long race in which he lost against a fellow Ugandan was actually not a competition, not a money match, not a session, but a tournament, an 8-man double elimination tournament that happened in April last year when he lost out to Simon Dobola, the guy that's called the Computer. Other Ugandans, for them it has been more of tears than joy every time they've been facing off against Caesar in such long races. Ian, he himself as well did test the Wrath of the Scorpion. That was sometime last year, but then the competition was played, I will call it, behind closed curtains. But now with all the openness of all these lights, whose effect you can clearly see on the table, and the fact that we have social media live streaming, the fact that everybody is watching is the same fact that everybody seems to be watching a match that has a much better player in Caesar and I chasing a much better player in Ian for the course of play, and then a chasing player in Caesar. His chase will be a little difficult if Ian imports the yellow he's looking at. And there is a cut between white and yellow. He may play the cue ball into the yellow that is in between two reds if he draws it backwards. Simply playing power balance to maintain white at just around the same point where there is the yellow is about to play is a little too difficult. He may play backspin, play white into the pile-up of reds and yellows, most especially play the white into the yellow, push it a little further to the corner pocket at the bottom left of the cushion into the red. That one will not go down as a good shot. The pot was okay. Movement of white was never guided by Ian, and he knows if he doesn't pot the yellow, he's likely to be losing the frame in the Scorpion's next visit of the table. Ian decides to play safety. Of course, it will not be safe enough because Caesar has full sight of one of the reds at the left end of the table if you're watching from Break and Finish Live, but it's the right end if you're watching from Kpixels Photography. Safe goes the Scorpion, and it is a foul. Looks like he's not happy with himself. Looks like he's not happy with the table condition. I'm not certain it is the table. I'm not certain it's the player. It's just a shot that has been played not well, with Ian having the advantage to himself to make it 10, to take the scores in double figures for the first time in the match. Players seem not to be sure that they can pick the cue ball by themselves from the bed if there is a foul. But Ian is sure of what he can achieve as he plays the best of them free shots that he would have played anyway. Playing stop effect on the cue ball, leaving it same exact spot where the last red was as he puts the last yellow, plays the cue ball into his opponent's red, and the opponent concedes the frame. And Ian establishes a 2-frame lead, which is himself getting his scores in double figures for the first time in the big money match. 14 frames played, Caesar 4 and Ian 10.
No, 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 no.
But for this particular guy, man,
Yes, boy.
so like, make I give him because of this man. No, that's the guy. Because I know that same time when he has
Easy, man. is tomorrow going to be like? Are we staying this day tomorrow too?
No. Today we started late. Tomorrow there will be fewer games. And we start a bit early.
We have like 60 matches for
60. Yeah, only today. But tomorrow, starting from tomorrow, tomorrow we're starting at 4. Start at 4, then we push. You saw the games today were moving. It's only today. But starting from tomorrow, a nice white. Check. This, I don't know.
You know, on the eye it's very good, but what makes it easy is he knows as long as I get white this side, I have at least 1 or 2 balls. That makes it easy. Because it's still okay even if you are not very accurate. When I sit down, I just relax. I cannot take an energy drink now because now tomorrow becomes worse. Because when I take energy drink, now I sleep at 4. Then tomorrow I fail to do anything.
Yeah, but at least tomorrow we know that we are sleeping. Come a year later. Yeah, you understand?
This one I get. Okay,
What if it is now? What if it is? What if it is now?
It's a better source of money than even the actual business. To show you now I gave on YouTube. I gave on YouTube. It was lecture streams. Both YouTube and Facebook. I check YouTube and see. When I can finish my Facebook, check what I get. Huh? Facebook. Consider my game. Peter what?
Jobe.
This one has no date. Let's find the name of it. This one. That's the my game is your game. That's the game. Wow, Mr. Blaine. Pizza, I believe it's still there. Because I had just charged it. The mistake I did.
Now it's gone wireless. Eh? Oh, your mic is wireless.
This one, where's the wired one? I don't even know where I placed it. It's there. I use it when I have closed switch.
No praise for guessing, dear viewers, what's about to happen. Everybody knew that Ian was going to play snooker. A total snooker it is. Even direct angle. The direct angle is snookered. You fancy Caesar trying the angle though of one or two of the cushions, and with English on the keyboard, either left or right, depending on whether he comes off the top or bottom cushion. He will be coming off the top cushion, depending on which side you're watching from. I didn't see him falling, that I have to confess. I, however, would have fancied that he should have gone for the two reds close to each other at the top right of the table, because there is a less margin of error there. One or two or three balls that he can find even without imperfection. He chose to go for one. He chose to take the risk. The risk has not paid off. In a match that saw him go down by 6 frames when Ian led by 10 frames to 4. The same match that Caesar has won 2 frames in quick succession, but a match that Ian could utilize a scratch by Caesar, regain at least a 5-frame cushion. Such a factor. These two are at home in the game, and it's now becoming a factor even on the continent. The two players that you cannot believe, despite Ian's big body size, a very big beard, he's just around the same age as Caesar. He's only in his mid-20s, should be 26. Caesar, I think, 25. Just not sure of his birth date. Last time I checked out, he was 24. I am sure now he's 25. With Ian having just the black to put to the corner pocket, the center pocket, top or bottom, and it's sunk. He finally is a beneficiary of just one technical shot. He played a technical snooker. It is that gave him the benefit of a free shot and another visit. And he visited the table and he cleared it once and for all, needing to win 4, with his opponent needing to win 9 out of the remaining 13. It is Caesar 6 and Ian 11.
It's like some poetry. You play around with words which are the same.
Chance for the Scorpion in a money match that, at least so far, is representing one of his poorest performances, if not the very poorest. And with the match in respect that he played against Jerry in Durban about 18 months ago, when he was on the losing end, on the receiving end of about 12 apples in a race to 21. Maybe they were more than that. 15 apples, I'm being told by the streamer of the day, Francis. But at least for this one, Caesar seems to be registering an apple by himself. Not so contented with the position of white. Maybe the yellow that is at the top end of the table close to the cushion will be played last. Playing it first means he needs a little bit of English on white to avoid contact with red. He doesn't contact the red, and he's full in business. The recovery is on in a match that is starting to be played at a top class level, with what could be a third consecutive single visit clearance, with 2 from Caesar and 1 of Ian in between, with Caesar playing black for the last time in the frame, with black getting sunk, with the Scorpion pulling 1 back. It is 7 frames to 11. Caesar leading, racing to 15 for $1,500 US.
Yeah.
My expectation is the completion of this match in anywhere around 40 to 50 minutes. But if Ian improves his pattern, it could as well be done in less than 30 if he wins consecutive frames, if he's to go for the victory. Maybe he will. And should he clear this one, it will be a 4th consecutive frame that will be won by 1 visit of the table from either of the players, sharing 2 each. But if he does win this one as well with his current visit, it will be of the 4 players, the one that could have come as least likely. In a match that is having fans relatively neutral, just enjoying the action, despite them knowing that one of the players, this guy on table right now, is Nigerian managed. He's also one of a quadruple of Ugandan players managed under Big Kells. 3 guys, 1 lady. The other guys, boys, call them Herbert and Asiku Jackson, then the lady, that is Rashida. But of the Ugandan contingent, of course, this guy is the head boy. He's the one that is assigned with the bigger duties. He's the one of them from the same country that did win an international competition for the first time in Kenya. He's the one that was lined up the most number of times in the Kenya tour To be specific, 4 races. Some of them $3,000, some of them $2,000 pots against Ishmael. He's also the one that is missing a would-be very critical yellow, giving chance to the Scorpion to sting again. Very thin white it will be this. But of course, if there is any player that you think can take down a frame even as tricky as this, this is the guy. He may want to cut red into the corner pocket. He may want to play safe. He seemingly plays just safe enough.
They're getting into YouTube nowadays. Even some people who used to watch on Facebook now you see them on YouTube. Yeah.
Special dedication of this match to all of you that are watching this on giant screen at home with family. Also, I'm cautious of the fact that this can meant to be a family sport. Keeping the tone at bay. Also, special dedication and greetings to all of the people that make huge investment in keeping this sport alive. Of course, right here, Big Kells and Caesars management team, the ATA, Nevson Select, Ghost Nation, Chana, most especially Chairman GNM, very special person and yet very humble pillar. I see him as a gift to this sport from above. Roxbury, Q Masters, very special team of players from 4 different countries, all managed and of course financed very, very well. And all the special champions that I will be assuming to be watching this game now. It looks like a lighting effect is affecting the players. I like it when players are friendly to each other. It's a relatively rare scenario where a player is having the light affecting their vision, and then his own opponent is asked by the player who is being affected to stand a little in front of the light. And then the player on table does play so well and gets his pot. It's one of those few times when the reminder that it is just a sport to unite people, to unite the continent, to unite the youth, to compete against each other, but in beautiful unity. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Caesar. Once again, here he comes, making baby steps, try and get himself to closer to Ian, get himself more and more into the match. Imagine if he wins this frame, like assumably he will. Imagine, should he win the next, should he make it 8, 9, 11, then it could be anybody's game. And yet just about 10 minutes ago, it looks to be Ian's game to win or lose. The class of the Scorpion could start to pull through, and to pull through at what is starting to be the business end of the match. Everybody is awaiting to see how good he can come when he's successfully put under a lot of a vein of pressure. I also discover now that he has the lion's share of the fans as he puts black for the 8th time in the match. Out of the first 19 frames, it is Caesar 8 and Ian 11. What you're watching is the 20th frame of the match, guys. After this, it will be 10 more frames to play to make it 30 to determine the winner. And if they are drawing after 30 frames by 15 all, we shall be having one final frame as a decider to determine who of them will be taking away the $1,500 of the other. Is it Caesar? Is it Ian? Clearly under pressure, but of the two players, it is him that has been under this kind of pressure so many times before, and most of them coming out triumphant. A money match that he played against Aiden Joseph in Nairobi in Kenya. He at one time was down by 4 frames, with Aiden needing to win 1 out of the last 5 to take victory home. Caesar won that race at Mchana Pub and Grill in 2022 by 21 frames to 20. And all that the Scorpion will be having in mind is finishing the frame. Nothing else will do. Not only will he come within just 2 frames of Ian, it will be a major confidence boost for the fact that he'll be knowing that he visits the table once and clears it for himself. You are watching the Ugandan champion taking on his friend but rival for just the space of 3 hours, Ian Kazibwe. The two players for whom their management teams have turned them professional, if not semi-professional, playing against each other now is in order. The Scorpion on the verge of stinging yet again. He will probably want to put maybe both reds to the same corner pocket, top left, maybe put one red, draw the cue ball backwards into another, maybe into the yellow or the black, or the pile up of the 2 balls or the 3. He goes off caution, white, round the last red on the table, which he will be putting into the same corner pocket, I believe, drawing the cue ball slightly backwards to have sight of the black, to put it to the corner pocket at the top right, maybe play white into yellow. But the shot has to be backspin, drawing white backwards into black. That one will be the penultimate shot of the match. A little tricky is the position of the black, but surely it can go in. That is into the corner pocket at the top right of the screen. White will be played into yellow, making it safe. And the Scorpion stings yet again, coming within 2 frames of his opponent after 20 frames played. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Chandiga Caesar 9 and Ian Kazibwe 11.
What?
Let's go.
Everybody was into watching it coming.
See that ball? It wasn't straight, but it went in.
Yeah?
It wasn't straight, but it went in. You saw that?
That means the table didn't
Yeah.
pass.
No. I think the pockets are big. Yeah. Pockets are big.
Yes. Why is Mexico?
And now, ever since maybe the last 30 minutes or so, chances like this for Ian have been few and coming far between. Some of them only coming off Ian's own breaks, getting to Portable. He's needed to be very clinical to win any frame from the last 6 or 7, because he led at one time by 6 frames, and that was after 14 frames played when he led by 10 frames to 4, and yet after 20 frames, 6 more frames later, he leads just with 2, meaning he was able only to win 1 in 5. Now this could be 2 in 6 only if he gets his pattern right. And yes, he's down. He will be demonstrating that he's not yet out. Sorry, not. He's pendingly down only in terms of maybe the last 6 frames, how many he's been winning, but he's not yet out of the game. That's what I'm trying to insinuate here. And this one could be the most difficult frame. He will be trying to win with a visit of the table. Another player will want to play safety. There are options to play safe. Either play one of the reds into the corner pocket at the top left, which is bottom right if you're watching from break and finish. That is to use red to occupy yellow, not to pot. Going for the frame, going for the victory now is tricky business. It is in fact quite risky. Not only because of how difficult it is to finish off the yellows, but also the positioning of scissors. I'm saying how difficult it is to finish the reds, but also the positioning of scissors. Yellows shouldn't Ian finish the reds off. Now maybe he will have to pot the red that is frozen against the top cushion. Has to get it right. Having it in full knowledge that shouldn't he pot, at least he shouldn't gift white away. Play with top spin, white to bounce the cushion, off the cushion a little, then follow the red again. Just a little, hopefully be on target. Safety is on, and the pot is on, and the frame is on. Of course, it's 3 reds left on the table. but one of them positioned quite tricky for Ian's liking. If he can sink the red, one of the reds may be off the yellow to open up the pocket, it will be so beautiful for him. Here he comes. He draws the cue ball just a little backwards. In my assumption, he may want to put both reds to the same corner pocket at the top right. It's the corner pocket bottom left if you're watching from Key Pixels Photography. A shot in which he plays to put one of the reds, then bounces the cue ball off two cushions round the other. But it has to be pinpoint balance of power in the pot, balance of spin in the cue ball, balance of the pot with everything coming together. How good. He has to put, first of all, quite off the cushions round the red. Beautiful from the Grim Reaper. That is more like it for him. From him, that is him demonstrating to us what his best can mean to be. For the guy that I like to say that has a very lethal hand that can mean to take down any player on the African continent. When he means to be lethal, Ian is very lethal. A roll of the red has cue ball follow the red just a little, and the rest is a formality. After taking a 5-frame lead, Caesar was somewhat the better player for the next 30 minutes, with Ian winning 1 in 4. But when Caesar was on the verge of coming within 1 frame of Ian, Ian now extends his lead. It is the Grim Reaper now 12 and the Scorpion 9.
Okay, we are never playing that guy.
No, it's easy to poke out. No.
Yes,
Play
boy.
right in the red, you play it on the cushion. Oh yeah, that shot was not difficult. Was not easy. I mean.
这个 almost 50打了，然后。 Extra boy, il faut catch. No, make Coca-Cola catch you say you use your hand.
accurate.
Mount Sport, are you still on Make sure, boy!
I'm watching.
Okay. Are you more
Played very well.
It were 4 frames won by Caesar out of 5. But it has been Ian reminding us of exactly what he can do, winning 2 frames in very critical manner. He wants to register himself as one of very few Ugandan players that have gotten victories against the Scorpion in long races. It is the likes of Ibra Sejemba to talk of once in a race to 21, but that is after about 4 attempts. Simon Nobola, the computer, once after 2 attempts. Hazard Lukomwa twice, but not really, with head start. Wanika Mansur once with head start, and that is it. And relatively big head start with +6 in a race to 21 to register the victory. The dry break comes to haunt the Scorpion at a time when dry breaking is almost criminal. And once again, thank you so much, most especially those that are watching the action live. I know that these will sound to be very old words for those that will be watching the action tomorrow, understandably so. The tournament has gone on way deep into the night. It's now 1 p.m. West African time. It's even later than that in Eastern Southern African time, and yet we are streaming and commentating to just over 1,500 people watching this action live. Thank you very much, Africa. That's live from Break and Finish Live and Q Pixels Photography, Peter Chobe Live. That is the YouTube and streaming platforms, with the Grim Reaper needing to win 2, with one of them probably in sight, with him having his A game come into the play at the business end of the match. With him now the overwhelming favorite for the victory. Yes, Caesar is more clinical, more classy at his very best. Even if Fancy has still a chance to win the match, but now trying to win 6 before Ian can win 3, maybe asking for a little too much. Perhaps Ian needs to win just 2, and one of them should be this. Here he will be coming. Could start with either of 2 reds left on the table. In the commentator's opinion, it's more sensible to start with the red that is a little more distant from white. Portable to the corner pocket at the top right if you're watching from Break and Finish. It is the corner pocket bottom left if you're watching from Q Pixels Photography, with him having to bounce the cue ball off 2 cushions, maybe round yellow and black, as long as he avoids contact between white and yellow. The one is about to play needs a lot of English on the cue ball. He puts with right English. Of course, he was always going to leave the cue ball a little farther away from the last red on the table, but again, he's Ian. That is where his left hand on a Nombonde does come in handy. When you take on a guy that is as friendly to you as these guys are between each other, when they take each other on with no smile between each other, that is professionalism at its maximum best. How professional will Ian be, at least for this one shot, as he misses and misses big. with huge expectation that he will not only be missing the pot, he's likely to be missing as well the frame. And if he loses the match, this is just my opinion, that could have been the match's turning point. Where he got it wrong, he should have started with the distant red when it was two reds left on the table. The one that he played first was easier. You don't leave your more difficult ball to be played last. That is sometimes just basic in the game. The chance is now for Caesar to pounce, for the frame to win, for the victory to fight for. Also a name to protect, also some kind of record to protect. And Ian is about to learn the lesson that when you have a chance to take the frame down, do take it, because if you don't, your opponent most of the times will. And as for Caesar, he will be probably putting the last yellow on the table, maybe to the corner pocket at the top right, maybe center pocket bottom or top, depending on which platform from which you are streaming this. The center pocket is easier for potting the ball, the corner pocket is easier for moving the cue ball. He goes for the center pocket, maybe bounce the cue ball off the right cushion as he puts to the bottom center pocket, with white off two of the right cushions, and the rest is a formality. Ian came so close to winning this frame, then he became so complacent. Now the frame has Caesar missing and playing snooker, not with intent but to match luck. He raises his hand in recognition of the too much luck he needed with that shot, and for Ian a moment to regret. The same exact point where he missed the last red big is the point where he is snookered. Even when he finds the red, and I'm saying only when, he still gives the cue ball away, because the last ball on the table for Caesar, the black, is packed. All that can do for Ian is find red and pot. He wants to come off two cushions, then play red into the corner pocket at the top left. That is even bizarre, him thinking it's possible. If he can make the pot, it will be one of the best pots I would ever have watched after all these years of watching African pool. Off the cushion, and another cushion will come the Grim Reaper. Here's the shot. It is a foul. He will probably be conceding the frame. Yes, he does. Caesar 10 and Ian 13.
No, even this one, even Peter, check. Wait,
Yes,
wait. You were supposed to bring the white ball.
It was difficult because the white was naturally going that side. So he played with the right speed.
Okay, fine. The white stays. Just play a card. Let that ball white come this side. Easy. Play for the same.
Yes. Make sure, boy.
Hey, too much money, man. How is Ghana currency? Same with Nigeria.
No.
Fuck.
Swap, boy.
Even tournament, normally, umpire. Umpire.
All right, now dear viewers, once again I have a new Nigerian brother whom I want to say hi to. And first of all, in a simple way, just introduce yourself in terms of the name and anything you may want to say about yourself.
My name is Wisdom, commonly known as Wizzy Poo from Delta State.
Wizzy Poo.
Yeah, Wizzy Play from
You-
Delta State.
You know who the big Wizzy is in Poo? He's a Zim guy.
Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, yeah.
No, I don't know him.
He's one of the most important pool figures in Zim. Eh?
I'm also,
That's why another day.
I'm also an important pro figure in Delta State.
I understand, and I'm already
Yeah.
interested how important you are. Thank you for the work. Eh?
Yes,
Ensuring that things are in order to see that this
yes,
does happen. Now, what do you think after the work of playing pool for a day that this competition is bringing in a positive way for Nigerian pool in general?
In general, for me, this is stepping stone, and we are moving forward in terms of pool game in Nigeria, and we are at large as an African. We are attempts to see the game different from the way we have been seeing it all this while.
That's good.
Yeah, and in no time, in 3-4 years, Nigeria will meet up to all
Top two.
standard.
You've given us 3-4 years,
Yes, yes.
as it is in
Maximum.
other sports.
Yes,
Now, these guys, I believe that you people have been watching them online for some time. For now, they are playing in Nigeria in front of a Nigerian crowd, Nigerian supporters, Nigerian sponsorship. How would you compare them to Nigerian players? Even if it's not these two, any other non-Nigerian players in the comp, how would you compare them to the best players from Nigeria?
for once, I will say all these guys are true professionals, and they brought professionalism to the game.
Yeah.
Now, Nigerians have a lot to learn from them, and we are still learning. And it's a good thing they are here. We are seeing them live, doing the things they have been doing on TVs, on streams that we have been watching, and we tend to catch them soon. Like I said, 4 years maximum.
4 years maximum.
Yeah.
I believe that we shall be producing some other players. That is besides the top players,
Yes,
besides
yes.
the Walius and the
Yes,
Sheus
besides
and
the
the
Shehu,
yeah,
top players are coming from Delta State as well.
yeah.
Yes, in 4 years' time. We have 2 young players coming up. We have a senator, just 19 years, and he's a very good player. Prominent figure for that matter.
Now, any ladies playing pool in this nice country,
Yes, they play, but not as much as the men do.
but yes, they play.
Yes, they do play, yes.
And now, anything that you want to tell to the world regarding Nigerian pool, regarding yourself, regarding big clubs, regarding anything, because it's the first truly Nigerian competition, not just Nigerian, first international competition in West Africa ever for billiards.
Yes, first of all, I would want to be a very big shout out to BKs for doing
Yeah.
this, and we say a very big shout out to you guys for coming all the way from Uganda
It's
help
us to thank you the more.
Yes,
You are the
yeah,
guys
you
organizing,
guys-
you are the guys inviting us, you are the guys accommodating us. And from me, I just say, Wushe Magai.
Yes. You guys are welcome, and
Yeah.
you can see what Ian is doing, and is pulling off, blowing our minds, and we tend to catch up. We tend to really catch up with these guys. They're doing work very, very well for themselves, and we really tend to catch up with them.
Yes, boy, one more.
Thank you very much for the time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Enjoy the rest of the game. There we go. That is Wizzy, the Nigerian version of Wizzy, not Wisdom Ndige. It is, guys, now 14 frames to 10 with Ian leading. If Caesar doesn't win 5 frames in a row, he will succumb to a money match defeat against a Ugandan player for the third time in about 20 or so attempts.
He wants to speak in French for those beginner first.
I want to say hi to Napoli, someone from Burkina Faso, a player. There's going to be some French spoken on the stream, eh? Ah, bonjour.
Ouais, bonjour. D'accord, je ne saurais être là au nom de tous les joueurs du Burkina Faso sans pour autant prendre la parole, pas au nom de tous les joueurs, mais en tant que ma personne, et dire merci à tous les joueurs qui ont contribué et tous les joueurs qui ont œuvré dans l'ombre et aux yeux de tout le monde pour que réellement nous on soit ici au Nigeria pour représenter les drapeaux. C'est vrai, déjà à coup d'œil, c'est pas simple. On sent que le niveau est vraiment extra. Mais bon, nous aussi, on est là pour relever le niveau en tant que les étalons du billard du Burkina Faso. Et de ce pas, je ne saurais continuer sans dire merci aussi à tous les joueurs du Burkina Faso. Tout d'abord, les joueurs de Bobo Dioulasso, les joueurs de Tampui, les joueurs de Boungé, les joueurs de Samba, les joueurs de Karpala, tous les joueurs de Ouagadougou, sans oublier Koulba. Voilà, big up aussi au restaurant Tantibio de passage aussi. Donc, sincèrement, je vais inviter tous les joueurs de Burkina Faso à œuvrer pour qu'on puisse vraiment avoir une fédération en place. Par exemple, tout ce qui se passe ici, vraiment, je vous assure, on est là. Il n'y a rien d'extraordinaire. Il n'y a rien qui surprend personne. Il y a Moisier là, mais nous y avons encore zombie. Nanata bala, ou comme tu as sommé. Il y a tout le monde nata ba. Nous y avons soura yemre. Vraiment, zek biara. Il y a tout le monde cobra. Ce qu'on aime vraiment là, aller très loin. D'accord, donc je ne serai pas vraiment très long. Voilà, merci beaucoup à tous les joueurs et one love. Vive le billard, Nigeria.
Au revoir, monsieur. That's the only thing I understand in French. It means thank you, sir. Yeah. It is 14 frames to 10, guys. Eh? And I know that less than 1% of you are understanding what he's saying, but it's better than zero. As Ian widely now expected to take victory home to ensure that he starts off this tour on a very, very high note. And believe you me, most especially for the course of last year and sometime this year, for what I've been reading online, many have been considering him from his country as the player that is the second best thing to the player that he's playing against. That is how highly he's regarded. And one thing I can guarantee you, he's such a joy to watch. Not so many can use the left hand as sweet as his when playing on the green bed. Call it a blue bed for the course of the day. That is the noise of his manager asking him to make sure, asking him to fight hard, trying to go for a money match that will count a loss. Sometimes playing against Caesar in a race as long as 15 has not been as easy as said. But Ian has more than the chance to win a very big frame. That is more important than winning $1,500. That is money that can come and go anytime. But beating Caesar in a long race is not for everybody. And Ian could be demonstrating that he's not everybody. He's not anybody. He is Ian with now a collection of 5 yellows to try and play. A frame that is looking quite tricky. You fancy he wanted to draw the cue ball backwards into the red, but with power. A shot in which he came a little short. Now having a yellow, that is bottom was of them 4 left on the table to try and pot. To cut it on the right, try and put it to the corner pocket at the bottom right. Naturally, white is played either into the yellow close to the black or the black itself, if not the reds. But crucially, he has gotten to be on target with high bridge. He plays and only narrowly misses, and Caesar survives only for now. Thank you for watching, Isaac Gwaza. You're calling it a good game for Ian, and you're saying that for your Scorpion, you're calling him yours. You're calling him yours. You're already saying next time better. As though your Scorpion, you want to play combination shot maybe once or twice in the match. And for once it's in, the corner pocket at the bottom right is open. He may need yet another. That is the red. That is just close to 2 yellows at the top right corner of the table. If you're watching from Kipixel's photography, it is the bottom left. But trying to do that kind of magic is a lot more difficult than saying that it is possible. He may need a little bit of safety. He may decide to play the red close to the 2 yellows off the cushion and in between the 2 yellows. He may play the distant red by red drive with no intention to put it. And there we are. Aizo Isma, thank you for watching. Richard Kleberson, the guy that is responsible for the designs of these players, that is both of them. And just in case you want any of these t-shirts for yourself, as long as you inbox, you will be in order to dress like either of the two, like Ian or Caesar. What will not be possible is for you to play as good as Ian has been so far in the match. That could see him pull off one big clearance with putting 2 big yellows, 1 big black, and then make himself 1,500 US dollars richer. Imperative of the fact that it is pretty much the same amount of money that he took home when he won an international competition outside the borders of his country for the very first time. That was the Grand China Easter Cup. He has played his yellow dead. Mistake at exactly the wrong time of the encounter. One of those shots that once they come, you even have a feeling there is no shot possible. You may have to play the yellow into black direct, maybe all sliding it off the black, hope that black doesn't go into any pocket, but then hope that yellow can go into any. Here he comes, going for a sharp cut of the yellow. Maybe it could go into the center pocket top. It could, you never know. With the deceptive angle that I have, it's not in, and black is played open, and Ian is getting himself in even more trouble. And for once, Caesar does play safety. Looks like Ian has some sight of the yellow. Some sight. I doubt it is sight enough to have it potted, but yes, he is not snookered at least fully. I don't even know what is going on in his mind. Maybe try and play it off the cushion. Maybe off two cushions. He's going off the top cushion. He wants to find yellow and put it to the corner pocket at the top. It is a miss. It is a foul. And Caesar will probably be having cue ball in hand for himself, for Team the Scorpion, for ATF, for a chance to try and win 5 frames in a row. Of course, it will be very difficult, but yes, if there is a player that you think can win 5 in a row, even on a relative bad day, then that guy is Caesar. But again, if there is any player from all in his country whom you think on his day can beat Caesar quite comprehensively, and maybe that guy is Ian. The fish shot was played with a little bit of luck, but it is quite efficient. He will probably want to put the 2 reds lined up close to each other, 2 center pockets, left, top and bottom, sorry. And it is 3 reds, and he can start with either of them. Putting 1 to the corner pocket, bottom right, bouncing the cue ball off the bottom cushion, closer to the 2 reds, which are near that center pocket at the top, with little power and much precision. With good English on the cue ball, Caesar seems to have gotten himself snookered in what could once again be a turning point of the match. He seems to be in trouble, at least in the mind. He may have sight of one of the reds, cutting it sharp. He cuts it so sharp, but pots. Double jeopardy for Ian is double luck for Caesar in the same frame. Where is this match going? Who of the 2 players is getting the victory? How close Ian was to winning the same frame that now has Caesar even closer. And yet, he misses yet again. This time round, maybe for one final time, with Ian having a smile, a laugh of joy, but also laughing at himself for the opportunities he got prior, which he didn't utilize well. Now having that one big opportunity, he has to be careful. By the way, if cue ball is played a little complacently, it could be potted into the corner pocket at the bottom right. He has to avoid the corner pocket, bounce the cue ball off 2 cushions with potting yellow to the corner pocket at the top right, then black to the same corner pocket, and that could guarantee him victory. He's more than able to play the yellow on target, also more than able to play the cue ball well. It's just the pressure, it's just the nerves, it's just the chance to do what he and maybe others thought wasn't possible, beating Caesar in a long race, as he goes for the corner pocket opposite and puts the yellow. He will be playing white as close can be to the black. It can go into that center pocket at the bottom where there is the red. He simply has to avoid the red and the jaw, play the black in between, and it will go in, but has to avoid both the black and the jaw. And white played with backspin goes into safety at the right side of the table. The important thing is to be on target, and Ian is on target for the last time in the match. He goes into the footsteps of Rashid Wagaba, Ibrahim Sejemba, and Simon Dubola as one of just now 4 Ugandans that have beaten Caesar in a long race. This time round, away from the boundaries of his country, as Big Kells leads the celebrations, understandably so. The match of the day has ended here at the Institute of Sports in Lagos, in Nigeria, racing to 15 for $1,500 fine score. Ian Kazime 15 and Caesar Chandiga 10. I wish you a very good rest of the evening, and may the Almighty God bless you. Let's meet tomorrow. Good night.